All right, what's up, guys? It's Mark Parson, cornerback pro, former NFL cornerback of the Houston Texans and the New Orleans Saints. Now I'm coaching you guys up. All right, so recruiting, basically recruiting 101. Guys want to get scholarship offers. This would be really good for your parents as well, guys. This is part two of center of influence. So center of influence is basically saying like your network, and I will tell you this: it matters a lot. Who you know can change the game for you. Now, this guy, your parents, kids, you may not know who this is. So you youth, high school, college, maybe even pro, because you're super young. I'm 30, I'm 31 right now. And he's actually before my time. His name is Ray Rhodes. Legendary coach, legendary NFL guy who's played in the league and then coached in the league for years. Okay. And I'm gonna show you how center of influence through my story can change the game for you. All right. So like in life, it's who sometimes that can help you help you get into the position to get a job, get an investment, to get a business, to get to get a girlfriend or get a wife, right? Vice versa, a husband, for young ladies, because they can introduce you to the certain people. So when I went to Prime U, all right, down in Dallas, Texas, that was Deion Sanders' combine training. Deion Sanders liked me so much, that he got me an agent. Now, I had an agent before. But my agent was new. He didn't have any money. It just basically I let my dad pick my agent, which isn't not a good decision. And that's the topic for another video for parents when it comes to allowing your son, like basically being great counsel for your child, but helping them create the ability to make decisions on their own without necessarily manipulating them. I'm not saying manipulation in a bad way per se, but you want to make sure that they can make quality decisions, but still use their resources in their family and building a strong counsel. So that's another video. We'll get into that. But Prime gave me he hooked me up with his agent. Rest in peace. He died few years ago. But yeah, he hooked me up with his agent number one, and then he liked me so much that he was really cool with Ray Rhodes. So Google Ray Rhodes, man. Ray Rhodes. He at that time, and I don't even think this was a huge thing for me in my life, because they told Ray, they were like, yo, him and Kevin, they said this guy can play. And this is, I don't know if it was before the draft or after the draft, but Ray Rhodes, I met with him and Frank Bush. Frank Bush was the D coordinator, and when I went to my visit before the draft to the Texans, I did talk to them, and he did. Okay, it was before the draft. They told him about me. He was Deion's guy. Ray Rhodes, one of the best coaches, man, one of the coolest guys ever, yo. He always had my back from that point on. Why? Well, of course, he could like me, he could like my play, but they vouched for me. They were like, nah, he's good. Like you need him on the team. You know what I'm saying? And he told me that. I didn't even know Prime did that. See, I didn't even know. But Ray told me, he was like, yeah, Deion was telling me about you, man. Like, and I'm like, yo, this is Ray Rhodes, man, a legendary NFL figure, period. And they didn't draft me, but they picked me up. And I'm gonna tell you something. When somebody else vouches for you, who they trust, so they trust Prime. He trusts Prime. And then you go and perform. So there's two levels. If I went there and bull jived, they're like, that man, Prime don't know what he's talking about. But he put his name on me, his stamp of approval on me to his guy. Then I got there and did my thing against all the other odds. Because remember, they drafted Glover Quinn, they drafted Bryce McCain, they drafted all these guys, and I'm a rookie free agent, and I still made the squad. So and he saw it firsthand. He's like, this kid's tough, man. This kid, he won't go away. He just won't go away. It got to the point when I was activated to the 53-man roster. And we were about to play the Dolphins. He was like, yo, activate, like, yo, dress Mark and let him play. Yo, dress him and let him play. We were in the locker room. He was like, Mark, you gonna get your chance, man. You gonna get your opportunity, man. It will, you know. So I was pissed off because I was like, man, I wanted to dress and play. I was activated the three-man roster, but they didn't dress me for that game. And it was like, I forgot who got hurt. Somebody got hurt. But my point is he always had my back, you know? So in that standpoint, Prime was my center of influence. Okay. And he vouched for me because he believed in me. I worked hard. He knew that I could play. And then he vouched for me to Ray Rose, who had a strong mentor, like he was a strong position for the Texans, and I ended up getting picked up. I didn't get drafted, but he ended up picking me up. And then even beyond that, he was pushing for me to get that PT, the playing time. So I ended up having two center of influences that had a strong impact on my life, on my career. You understand? So the last video I talked about it when it came to college. One of the reasons why I got to college is not because, well, I can't say that. I'm not gonna say anything I didn't do because I did. It took hard work. It took smart work. It took pounding the pavement. But then at the end of the day, somebody vouched for me. It was a center of influence through the Rhode Island defensive coordinator. You understand? So I want you to understand that you have to build your network, and I like to call it a center of influence. So going to camps, when you go to camps, man, get really cool with the coaches that are there. Get really cool with trainers. No, that's one of the things I always talk about. Is like, find the best trainer in your city. Why would you do that? Why would you find the best trainer? Because NFL guys are going there. Okay? They have agents that come through there. They have coaches that come through there. Like I have one of my, all right, so look, I played with a guy by the name of Reggie Jones. He's out in Washington. I don't know exactly what city. I'm not gonna say Seattle, but Reggie he got hurt, so he was on IR his first year with the Saints, but he won a Super Bowl that year. Then he ended up playing for the Saints a couple more years and then played somewhere else. Yo, Reggie has I forgot what it was called. It's like air football, like air, like HER, right? And it's out in Washington. He has constant college coaches coming through there. So what if you train with Reggie Jones out there, and he thinks you're legit? He's like, yo, this kid works hard. He listens. He gets better. Man, it's nothing for him to be like, hey, you might want to take a look at this kid. He trains NFL guys. He trains college guys. It's nothing. You go to the best trainer in your city, NFL guys there, and you ball and you say, hey, look, line up. What's up? What's up? And, you know, you get cool with them. They were like, man, you know, they have college coaches on the, you know, that they play for. They could easily be like, hey, you may want to check out this guy, man. I think he's an up-and-coming guy. He's my protege. You know, because it feels good for us to be like, yo, this is my protege, man. This guy, I'm telling you, he's going to be better than me. But you understand what I'm saying? So you have to put yourself in these positions to expand your network. Parents, this is very important. This is very important. Because again, sometimes you can pound the pavement until you can just hit a block. You can hit a wall. But it could be that guy who who knows other people. He's a center of influence who just that one little coach, you know, hits up the DC for University of Florida. Say, look, this guy's legit. You know, he has one offer right now from such and such. I think you should at least take a look at him. Okay, I'll take a look at him. And then it's up to, you know, you can't, like I always say, I'm not going to ever say that I'm going to get you recruited, but I'm going to help give you the steps, you know. That's what we call ourselves, the Spark Recruit Team. You know, you be on a team, I'm going to give you the steps of what you need to do. But at the end of the day, the coach going to have to like you, he going to have to bite, and then you're going to have to put out that work. You understand what I'm saying? So there's a lot of moving parts that goes into getting recruited. But this is one of the biggest. You got to have a network. You got to. You got it. Because look, I remember we used to just depend on our coaches. Like, depend on my high school coach. Oh, my high school coach. Man, look, it's not their job to get you recruited. It's your job. Don't even think that he's going to help you. I'm just gonna let you know right now. Don't even think it. It's not his job to help you get recruited. Believe it or not, it's really not. It's your job. So you got to take full responsibility as a parent, full responsibility as a player, and you got to know what to do, and that's what we offer now at Spark Recruit Team, to help guys get recruited. You know, but you got to know what to do, and then you got to do it. It's a full-time job. I'll let you know right now. So yeah, I want to give you that story though, man. Ray Bob, man, Ray Rhodes, vouch for me, man, and it came from Prime. It came from Prime, Dion. So that helped me, that helped me in my career. Cause look, another thing, man, look, when they go into the coaching rooms to see who's gonna be picked up, they're discussing. It's like a battle room in there. They're like, no, you need this guy right here, he's gonna help us win. I like his attitude, or he can play better, he can cover better. They go into war for you amongst the other coaches, you know? Um, like I'll give you another example really quickly. David Gibbs. So David Gibbs, he's one of the best coaches I've been around when it comes to DB, yo. He's legit. And I didn't know he was he's such a jerk to me. he was a jerk to everybody. But he was such a jerk to me. I was like, this dude hates me, man. Golly. Man. Like as a rookie at the Texans. But one day I was in the steam room on an off day, and Gary Kubiak, who was our head coach for the Houston Texans, was in there, and I was just sitting there. He was like, "Hey, Mark, what they call me, Parse." He's like, "Hey, Parse, hey, your coach, man, he takes a liking to you, man. He really likes you." So I was like, "Who we talking about? We talking about Ray, Coach Ray Rhodes? Who we talking about?" He was like, "Oh no, David Gibbs." I was like, "Gibbs likes me?" I couldn't tell. I showed him. He's like, "No, man, that dude really likes you," and that's because of the work I put in, because I'm a yes sir, no sir. Like I listen and I dissect what you're saying, and I want to perform what you say. So if I think it's gonna make me better, I'm gonna do it to the maximum. And I ask questions. So he liked me, but I didn't know it. And after my last year in the league, because I was about to just I hung up the cleats, and he got fired from the Texans, and we had the UFL. There's UFL. Now, it doesn't exist anymore, but the UFL, and Gibbs was assembling a coaching staff. And he called me up one day. I was on my way to Ohio to meet with some family. He was like, "Hey, Parse, what's up, man? Hey, man, I want you to." No, actually, he wasn't assembling. He was assembling staff, but I was still able to play. And he was like, "Hey, Mark, I want you to be one of my corners. I want to pick you up." And at that time, I was just done. I didn't want to play football. I still don't want to play football. Just let y'all know. I'm good. I'm done. I want to coach you guys. But do you see what I'm saying? That created that opportunity. I was like, "Nah, coach, I'm retired, man. I'm retired, man." But he was like, "Hey, look," he reached out to me. He was a center of influence. He had power to make decision for a team. Hey, well, I want to pick you up, man. From our past experience, I know you know your stuff. I want to pick you up, and you can be one of my cornerbacks. You understand what I'm saying? So you definitely want to understand, like, center of influence. You want so many of those, to where I've seen guys who couldn't play. They literally could not play that well. Now, they had certain characteristics about them. Maybe they're really good special teams and good leaders, but they lasted in the league because they were cool with certain coaches. I promise you. I'm talking about like long careers because they're cool coaches. They were good. They weren't the best, but they were good at what they did, and they could make plays on, that help the team, but they were cool with certain coaches. They were cool with them. Center of influence, okay? It goes a long way, and it's active. You have to be proactive on this. This isn't something you can just sit back and do. You got to reach out, you got to reach out to people. You got to get cool with them. You got to show them your work ethic. You got to show them that you can ball, that you can play, and that can open up doors. You got to talk and build relationships with these guys. All right? You have to give. You have to give major value to them, and then it always pays off. All right? So it's recruiting tip part 2. Hit me up, guys, if you want to get recruited. Again, we got the program now for you. Email me at cornerbackpro@gmail.com. Let's get it, baby. Peace.